Well, from launching restaurants in college to building a global venture capital firm, Tiger Tari has demonstrated his drive to succeed. Now he's also demonstrating driving endurance. He's here to tell us about his recent trophy in the Dubai 24-hour race. Tiger, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And congrats, first of all, on the race.
Thank you.
How did you get involved in endurance racing?
When it goes back to um, when I decided I wanted to do this. Um, the biggest race I somebody can do is, in my opinion, Le Mans 24, and that's a 24-hour race. So knowing that was the high point, I backtrack and say, where do I start? And I started with doing, endurance races in lesser leagues, I should say. Um, So that's how it kind of started. It was the best way to learn how to drive with different speed cars in different classes, and eventually Le Mans will be the ultimate place you can examine that. And I'm not just going to say skill because there's a lot of luck in it too.
But Dubai 24 is nothing to sneeze at. How do you kind of stay alert during a race that long?
Well, thank God for coffee. We should thank the Turks for that, right?
Right.
For inventing Turkish coffee. But in that case, I did a lot of espressos. And other than caffeine, it's really planning your night, your time, which that race was very last minute for me. I was waiting a new race car to come on time. When the car didn't make it on time to drive in the endurance race, 4 hours race day before the Rolex, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna not race month of January. And as I was already asked to drive in Dubai by multiple teams, I finally said, oh, hey guys, I'm just gonna do this race. I jumped it.
Or did you have to borrow a vehicle or
No, the way it works is the team brings the car there. They already have a full staff, dozens of people taking care of the multiple cars they bring. In this case, the team, I think that team had three cars they brought in different classes. And it's the way it should be is just show up and drive, but it really doesn't work that way because showing up also meant my flight wasn't canceled in New Jersey, Newark, which it was. So I had no sleep for 2 nights trying to get to Dubai and then barely slept. And then the way it works itself out was my co-drivers, a couple of them didn't want to drive at night. So here I am with usually the young drivers drive at night with no sleep, and here I am at 50 years of age, acting like one of the young drivers.
yeah, after your endurance trip across the world, we should say you moved to Jacksonville from Istanbul when you were just 17. You're a
Correct.
JU graduate. You
Correct.
attended school there.
Correct.
But when you were going to school there, you really started this entrepreneurial bent. You opened some pizza restaurants. What is it that got you to be so kind of motivated and ambitious to
Well,
start at that point?
when you go to a national park, you'll see a sign that says "Don't feed the wildlife," right? When you don't have that feed coming, you got to figure it out, right? So I think that necessity brings the best of us, and when you don't have readily available funds to take care of your college, this and that, you have to figure it out. So I think that was a great thing for me, and I've no less respect for my parents. They did best they could, but sending a kid to a college is not everybody's financial means, and not, nor it should be a responsibility of the parents. Kids should want to do it bad enough that they will be willing to do anything. So the difference between going to college with free money versus I want to really make the most out of this college. So when you go there with a different mindset, which is I'm going to spend all this money. How do I make sure that I make the most out of what I learn out of school?
And you transitioned from having these restaurants that you opened while you were in college into the tech industry and then ultimately into the world of venture capital. How did that happen?
Yeah, private equity. It's got a lot to do with my brother and I were both going doing the same things. Everything we do, we've always done it together. It's like the yin and yang. You know what I mean? It's just so I can't just not talk about him when I'm talking about myself because it's part of it. Everything we've done together. He was definitely the geeky techie guy, and it's got a lot to do with him figuring stuff out on his own. And I definitely bring a different skill set than he does, and then we have some mutual skill sets too. He ended up getting three majors at JU. I ended up getting two. It's it was a good definitely all good stuff. But what ended up happening is we used to do work for hire and come to realize what we do is not just work for hire. We're actually what we're bringing is the real value. And instead of getting paid for the service, we start getting a piece of the pie.
Mm.
And we realized that pie ended up working out much better for us. But also, what we bring is way more than a vendor. It's, just a few minutes ago, as I know, I was sharing some knowledge with a gentleman I just met, Ian. It's That's where the value is. It's the seeing the big picture and how do you uh, take where you got to uh, validate your idea into a real business that actually makes money, and then you quantify that and make it a real business and sell
And so tomorrow you're gonna be talking to JU students about your journey. What are you gonna talk to them about, and what advice are you gonna give them?
it. It depends on the vibe of the class. What do they need from me? I'm there to give them my time, and whatever their needs are is what I'm going to be willing to give. Not the first time I've done speeches. I've done it for 7 years. I've done it at UNF. I've done it back at JU as well. So I'm just coming back. As they change professors, this, that, they forget who was the speaker 3 years ago, but I've done it for 7 years.
Mhm.
So I'll be heading back there. Depends on the need of the class is what I'm going to be doing the subject. Obviously my goal is going to be number one, take the fears out, make him think outside the box. Don't just walk the street and say, I need to find a job. As you're walking on that street, remember, you look at right. Somebody, some company is cleaning the windows. Some company is putting the plants. Some company is providing services. Thinking that means where is the opportunity? What is the opportunity that less people are doing? Can I make more than what I do as I'm enjoying what I'm doing?
Well, Tiger Tari, congrats on the win. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great visit at
My pleasure.
JU.
I certainly will. Thank you so much.
All right.